presentation of Fox Sports.
We are the Fox. We are Kansas City.
Royals baseball is back in Kansas City after a long road trip, and on this Memorial Day tonight the Royals begin a 10-game homestand and a 3-game series against the Detroit Tigers. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre, and on this Memorial Day weekend, thanks for coming inside on this gorgeous Kansas City day. Some bad news for the Royals. Danny Duffy was placed on the disabled list today. We'll cover that a little bit later on. This is also game 50, and for a lot of teams, that's kind of a benchmark day where you look and you say, okay, well, this is what we have for a team this year.
And, you know, that's fair, really. But for the Royals, the inconsistency, especially the tough part in April, was really hard for them to overcome the offenses. They struggled in a lot of categories. But they're playing a much better baseball. In this month of May, they're over 500. And they're playing some teams now during this upcoming schedule stretch here in May and June that they can handle. The Tigers are scuffling at 2-6 on this road trip they're on now. Cleveland, the Royals handled them in their place, and Houston as well. But you head onto the West Coast, those are teams that are beatable. So this has a chance to be a real good turning point for them.
It is a gorgeous day in Kansas City. It is a gorgeous day at Liberty Memorial and a gorgeous night at Kauffman Stadium. Glad you're with us.
And place your right hand over your heart or enter a salute if you're a veteran of the United States military as we pay respect to our flag and country and honor America with the performance of our national anthem by United States Airman First Class Julian Awari.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, an anthem fitting of this beautiful day and this important holiday in our country. U.S. Airman First Class Julian Awari with our national anthem. Academy Sports and Outdoors for all for less. Bad news to begin the homestand. Danny Duffy, our University of Kansas Health System injury report update, placed on the disabled list with an oblique strain.
Yes, terrible news, really, to start any road trip or any game when your ace left-hander and your leader of your staff goes down. But however, from my experience of being on a lot of ball clubs, if some of our top guys went down, it's immediately you go, okay, who's stepping up? Who's next? There's no time for grieving in this game. Someone's going to come in and get the job done, and hopefully it's Skoglund.
Kevin McCarthy has been called up. He'll be in the bullpen tonight. Jason Hamill will start against the Tigers, trying to make it back-to-back quality starts. Missouri Lottery. Every ticket played gives back to Missouri schools. So play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. By Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by Ford, going further so you can. The first pitch with the Royals and the Tigers from Kauffman Stadium is coming up next. Kauffman Stadium, 81 degrees, sunshine with just a few clouds and the wind blowing from left to right. Detroit Tigers have a couple of key players on the disabled list, beginning with their second baseman Ian Kinsler. So Andrew Romine is leading off and playing at second base, and their catcher James McCann is also on the DL. So Alex Avila, their one-time everyday catcher, now a backup, is behind the plate and batting second, but still have Miguel Cabrera, Victor Martinez, and JD Martinez. As Jason Hamill's first pitch of the game is in for a strike.
Yeah, extremely weird looking at this team and not Kinsler in the right hand side of that batter's box. That's strange. But look, Romine happy to get the job.
No balls, 2 strikes. Start number 10 for Jason Hamill. 1-6. His ERA is just under 6. Trying to build on his last start against the Yankees, where he had a season high 7 strikeouts. One and two.
Did a fantastic job with the adjustments that him and Dave Island made on his body. Basically just turning a little bit more towards home plate. Fastball, slider, change, curve. Those are his 4 pitches. And he'll also mix in a 2-seamer along with a 4-seamer. So this a little different arsenal he's got, but working ahead of hitters is key for him, just like he's doing right here. And he's got an exceptional slider. His slider's one of the best in the business. Hitters only hitting .212 off it this season.
Line to the gap. Romine has good speed, so Kane's able to cut it off, but no chance to get Romine. He's in with a game opening double.
Went right back to the breaking ball, but this is just hung up there. Okay, just stayed right in the middle of the plate. Didn't break a whole lot that time. It just kind of spun and he was able to slap it out there. Our forward and around the horn Royals defense, highlighting Bonifacio out and right. Started 11 straight games, and why not? He's extremely productive. He's playing a good defense out there, whether it's in right field or left field. Arm is a plus arm, not a plus, but he's very accurate, especially when he's hitting the relay man out in the outfield.
Alex Avila back with the Tigers after spending a season with the White Sox and getting a chance to play more regularly with James McCann on the disabled list, and he has made the most of that playing time as Hamill misses badly with a fastball. Our Toyota League leaders, if you look at the leaders who have at least 100 plate appearances, Avila has the 3rd best average, 2nd best on base percentage, and he's hitting for power, the 5th best slugging percentage. His father, Al, of course, is the Tigers GM, and for a long time Alex was the everyday catcher, passed by James McCann, so he signed on with the White Sox, and that lasted just 1 year, and it was time to go back home
on a 1-year deal. Now, if he continues this and stays healthy, he'll work himself into a multi-year deal coming up in the future. But right now, they're saying in his camp that his mind is clear. I believe he's past the concussions that has plagued him over the last few seasons.
Romine forces a throw by Kane, and then a throw back almost got Romine. He took 5, 6, 7 steps to convince Kane that he was going to go to third, and then hit the brakes.
Avila is not real happy with that. It's like, you know, every time you come to the plate, there's a situation, and that situation there called for him to pull the ball. He's a pull hitter too when he wants to get Romine to third base. He failed. Let's see, but with Miggy and those kind of guys that hit behind him like that, you know, if they can pick him up, then that's what he wants. Somebody pick me up.
5 home runs, 19 driven in for Miguel Cabrera, and we're almost done with the season's 2nd month. And from what we're hearing from the Tigers, he's done a lot of that. He's not seeing the ball like he normally does, swinging at a lot of bad pitches. Last year, he had a very similar start, but he picked it up. I mean, he ended up with 38 home runs and 108 driven in. So he's just been a slow starter the last 2 years. It's a 6:15 start, so the pitcher has some advantage with the combination of the bright sunlight and the deep shadows.
It's bright out there, that's for sure. That hitting backdrop, you see the green, but you know it's in bright, so it takes a little bit of time to get used to it.
2-1.
But you know, Ned likes to talk a lot about track records and numbers, and for this guy, a future Hall of Famer, man, he's got all the numbers you want to see behind his resume. So I don't think there's too many people concerned this early.
Three and one. If he starts to tail off, and he will at some point, I mean, time is going to catch up with him like it does everybody else, but he is signed for 7 more years after this year.
That'll tell you how good his numbers have been. You get paid based on your past.
He is on with a walk. First and second, 1 down for the Tigers. And up comes Victor Martinez, and his numbers are flat for his standards, but that was mostly because of a bad April. He has picked things up in May.
See if Hamill can induce a ground ball double play. He's only induced 1 this year so far in 46 2/3 innings. coming in. That's what he'd like. Sliders, change-ups, pitches that stay down, that get the hitter out front of the ones that usually will bring the ground ball double play. That's what he wants.
Looks at a fastball for a strike. Royals are home from a grueling road trip with rainouts and double headers and late arrivals. The Tigers are at the tail end of a grueling road trip. 11 games in 11 days, and they've had double headers and rainouts and late arrivals. No balls, 2 strikes. And not playing well. Tigers have lost 3 consecutive series against the Rangers, the Astros, and most recently the White Sox. They are 2-6 so far on their trip, and they're in a bit of a scoring drought. No swing. Wow. Third base umpire Jeff Kellogg, also the crew chief. 1-2.
Umpires have told me in the past when I've met with them that it's in their interpretation if he swings. If he attempts a swing, that's how they call it. If it looks like to them that he's swung at it, then they call it. There's no invisible line or batter's box or home plate. I always thought there was.
Right field, right into the sun, but Bonifacio sees it. No tag. 2 down.
Okay, now Hamill's a fly ball pitcher. Was hoping for a ground ball, but he'll take that. And he's just 1 out of the way here. See if he can get Victor out, who's been 2 for 7 with 1 homer off of him. J.D. Martinez.
Able to check his swing on a slider. Martinez started the season on the disabled list with a right foot injury. That's his back foot. And he was removed from yesterday's game in Chicago after 2 at-bats with soreness in his right foot. On the ground to Moustakas, who backs up for a big hop, and they get the force at second base. And Hamill navigates around a leadoff double and a 1-out walk. Royals are coming up against lefty Daniel Norris. Daniel Norris. Jorge Soler will be the designated hitter tonight with a lefty on the mound. So Brandon Moss, who's been swinging the bat well, will begin the game on the bench. And here is Daniel Norris. He is making his 10th start. 2-3, 4.38 ERA. Throws a lot of pitches per inning. Way in on Escobar, and that's all he could do with it is foul it away. 0-1.
Almost looked like he cut that ball. That ball had some really good run in. A lot of pitches. Usually guys that throw a lot of pitches and walk guys aren't a good matchup for our free swinging Royals, but let's see what happens. Going to come in hard against right-handers. Obviously you have to open up the outside part of the plate with your changeups. Fastball, slider, change, curve. Most left-handers, you see the numbers there. Fastball, he likes it, but so do the hitters. Hitting .336 with a couple homers off of that fastball. Slider's going to be one of his out pitches, but his changeup probably is more effective against righties getting out. More big curveballs and sliders to the lefties. Out of the zone. Got to focus right out over the middle. A guy like this is a little bit wild, and they're tough. Guys that are effectively wild, that's what they say. They're effective because they're wild, but you know you got to discipline yourself against these guys.
Cracked his bat, and he's going to end up with a base hit.
Very nice. That bat died a hero. Esky will take it right off the first at bat of the game. Jam shot. Castellanos did a good job of saving a double for sure, but he put it in his pocket. Tigers defense. Castellano made a good play there, but he's been having a hard time. 11 errors. It's most by third baseman in the American League so far. His team, the Tigers, 32 errors compared to the Royals, only 16 this season. And if you got a defense that doesn't catch the ball, it affects the pitching. That's been a problem for the Tigers. ERA, their team ERA is 5. That's last. So you can tell they're not helping defense, not making any plays for them.
Oh, 2 on Mike Moustakas, who did a lot of swinging in the Royals Indians series. Didn't take many pitches. Here's what we were talking about. Daniel Norris averages almost 19 pitches per inning, which is the 5th most of any starter in the American League. So with the way teams are so careful with the pitcher's overall pitch count, he doesn't last very long in the game. In his career, he is averaging just a shade over 5 innings per start. So it requires a lot of bullpen work most of the time he's on the mound. Three pitches, 3 swings by Moustakas. Monty brought up a stat yesterday that he said he had found out on Saturday. Mike Moustakas saw 15 pitches on Saturday and swung at 14.
Yeah. Well, you know, he's hitting close to 300 on fastball, so that's the pitch he's looking for. By the way, you and Monty did a heck of a job yesterday. Appreciate Monty giving me a little time with the family in Columbus, Ohio. But it's unfortunate the game kind of got out of hand.
Pop up. It's Iglesias backing out from short. 1 away. Time for AARP's Getting to Know Daniel Norris. Daniel Norris in 2015 was the Toronto Blue Jays' #1 pitching prospect and was traded to the Tigers in a deal that involved David Price. He had successful surgery for thyroid cancer during the 2015 offseason. Last year he spent some time on the disabled list with a fractured back. So he is healthy this year, and the Tigers are hopeful that it will be his breakout major league season. Renzo Cain batted just .167 on the road trip, but he hit safely in all 3 of the Royals Indians games. And Escobar was on his way to second base. Norris throws over there. He got under the tag from Miguel Cabrera to prolong the rundown, and now Norris tags him out. 2 away.
I guess Escobar's been looking at that 0 in the steal department for a long time now. And he tried to get an early jump, and when lefty's facing you like that, you got to really be careful when you leave early. Look at Norris. He's a good athlete.
It will go down as his first stolen base attempt because he was making a move to second base on the throw over there. So he is 0 for 1 in official stolen base attempts. Deep short, Iglesias throws on a bounce, not in time.
Tim Timmons, first base umpire. A nice job there. He watched it all the way. Iglesias, quick hands. You know, those shortstops, they can make some great plays. Now it hit the grass, it slowed it up some. Oh, and great touching of that bag by his in the front foot, right there at the front of the bag. That's where you want it, and you get there quicker. Ah, that's what you do. You hit the
time
front
is
part
up.
of the base. Yeah,
see if they enforce this.
30 seconds.
Now, the way the rule's been explained is that when it hits 0, you have to make a decision right now. And to the umpire's credit, home plate umpire Clint Fagan, he was looking at the clock. It got down to 0, and he yelled over the dugout, "What are you going to do?" And Brad Osmus was forced to make a decision. And if they saw what we saw, he appears to have made the right decision. I think there was a feeling that when the 30 seconds was up, if you hadn't made a decision, that you would lose your opportunity for the replay. But it just means it is time to make a call right now, and Brad Osmus, down to his last second, made the right call. So great play by Iglesias, and the Royals send just 3 to the plate in the first inning. Royals baseball is brought to you by USAA. Join USAA in honoring our fallen heroes. Justin Upton leads off against Jason Hamill and fouls the first pitch away. Tigers got a leadoff double and a 1-out walk in the first inning, but Hamill got around that. And now Upton in his second year with the Tigers after a disappointing first season last year. Really didn't start to hit the way the Tigers had hoped until the final month of the season. Got off to a strong start this year and has tailed off a bit in May. Upton, Castellanos, and Presley are coming up. 2-1. Challenge him with a fastball. Bonifacio right in front of the track. 1 out in the second inning.
Just a slight breeze blowing that way to right field, but he got underneath it. Good swing.
Nicholas Castellanos. During the offseason, several players, well, every player has the opportunity to fill out a personal profile, and that includes how they want to be referred to. So after for years being referred to as Nick Castellanos, this year he wants to go by Nicholas Castellanos.
Well, you know what? I think that's good that they give players opportunities instead of them just being subjected to whatever anybody wants to call them. If they want a certain name, I think that's good. Some of the Latin players changed their names completely that we've seen over the years. You know, some guys that were a certain name over there, they came over here and they changed their names. So I mean, like,
well, that's a different subject.
Well,
well,
I mean, they didn't want to be changed. They didn't want to change their names.
Are you talking about guys that were using other people's names?
Yeah. Well, is that where I headed?
Well, that's where I thought you were going.
Well, I was trying to say that
it's a little different. Nick and Nicholas.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like his name was Frank Edwards and decided, you know what, I'm actually Nicholas Castellanos this year.
Okay, I see.
Out to Escobar. 2 down. Justin Upton's brother, who went by BJ for years, went back to his name, Melvin Upton. So how do you get BJ out of Melvin? But BJ stood for Boss Man Jr. That was their father's nickname, Boss Man.
Wow.
And his name was Melvin, so Melvin Jr. But instead of going by Melvin Jr., he went by Boss Man Jr., BJ.
That's not as drastic as what I was insinuating.
No.
Yeah.
Alex Presley playing in center field. Royals have seen him before with the Minnesota Twins. And he hits out to Escobar, who backhands, shows off his arm, and Hamill has a 1-2-3 second inning, needing just 10 pitches. The big story in Major League Baseball today is a brawl between the Nationals and the Giants. Hunter Strickland drilling Bryce Harper, who wound up. Good thing he wasn't a pitcher. And man, that's a pretty good throwdown. And then Strickland gets buried by a Nationals player coming in. And then that fight lasted for a long time. Upton makes a play in left field. And then Strickland had to be literally carried off the field by his teammates because he just wouldn't leave. That goes back to the 2014 playoffs. The Giants beat the Nationals in the first round of the playoffs, would eventually meet the Royals in the World Series. But Bryce Harper hit 2 home runs against Hunter Strickland in the division series.
I remember that.
And they were staring each other down.
Yeah.
And jawing at one another.
Some bad blood there.
And it's timely that Salvi's up right now, because during the 2014 World Series, Salvador Perez and Hunter Strickland got into it, I think right after Omar Infante hit a home run in the World Series. Infante had crossed home plate and Strickland said something to Infante and Salvi got in the middle of it. Anyway.
Yeah, no, I remember that vaguely. But there was some bad blood from before, and lots of times that happens. He got tired of getting drilled, and he whipped with the helmet throw. It slipped, and you're not used to throwing your helmet at somebody,
right?
So he missed. That's where he missed, and you know, his thinking is, if you're going to throw a ball at me, I'm coming at you, and I'm going to throw what I can throw. It's a helmet. The heck. Can't throw my bat at you. I could get arrested for that.
3-1 on Salvi. It's different from every other sport. If you get, you know, a cheap shot in football, well, you have an opportunity to get that guy back. If you get checked in hockey, well, you get a chance to check that guy back. To some degree in basketball, somebody with a flagrant foul, rough foul, you know, you can get him back. But in baseball, the pitcher's the only one. Now you can pay him back with a home run, or you can take out his second baseman, but you know, to really get a guy back, you don't have that same opportunity like you do in other sports.
You're right, especially since they changed the rules at second and at home plate, the sliding rules.
Norris comes back after falling behind 3-1.
Because that's where times a lot of players would take out their vengeance against their opponent in baseball there. But that's a nice slider there. That's tough. It looks good when it leaves his hand, starts out on the outer half of the plate, and then by the time it ends at back legger, that'll tell you that you can't hit those. All great big league pitchers that are left-handed have that slider that moves down to the back leg. I know Split had that one too. Paul Splitoff, Ron Guidry, Carlton, all the big-time lefties, Randy Johnson. They all had that fast. I'll throw Danny Jackson in there because I told you about his slider. Those things, they look like you can hit them, but you can't.
7 home runs for Jorge Bonifacio, 5 of those on the road trip. No balls, 2 strikes. Academy Sports and Outdoors leaderboard as we look at those home runs from the trip. 31 games, 7 home runs. That ties Bob Hamlin for the Royals record. Bob Hamlin went on to be American League Rookie of the Year.
Bonifacio, he's well balanced at the plate. He's got a nice wide base, doesn't overstride, trusts his hands, stays through the ball, one hand takeoff, one hand separation, smooth swing. And mistakes go a long way. He catches the back underside, gets that backspin, and that one he hit yesterday, that was beautiful. That went halfway up the bleachers at Progressive Field. And you know, the mobile devices, Rhino, I watched in the graduation ceremony I was in. It was a 2-hour-long graduation, and I watched the entire ball game on my device. It was beautiful, except for the score.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Norris, and he gets the Royals in order in the bottom of the second. There with his Raised to be Forever Royal sign with the Queen, Sam. And we remind you, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Number 9 hitter Jose Iglesias. Batting .211. Tigers say he's having a fantastic year defensively. One ball, one strike. Iglesias has spent some time on the disabled list this year with a concussion. Out to left field. Alex makes a play. One down in the third, and we go down to the field, and here's Joel.
Well, we got the news this afternoon. Danny Duffy out 6 to 8 weeks with an oblique strain. Danny's always one of the most upbeat guys. Understandably bummed out today.
I'm very disappointed because I'm starting to get the opportunity to lead a couple of these younger guys and try to, interject here and there constructively. And I'm still going to be able to do that, but I'm just not going to be able to do it and walk the walk right now.
Well, Danny, understandably, Danny, down in the dumps today, this is one of the more upbeat guys that you could ever meet, and kind of sensed, Todd, that he was saying, give me this day, and then I'm going to get after it tomorrow. I'm going to get back. He said, I plan on getting back quicker than what people expect of me. But he said on that play where he was trying to cover first, a little late over there, he called it the most unathletic play that he has ever made. But he woke up this morning, was having a hard time breathing. It stretched out a little bit as the day went on, but now he'll be on the mend and hoping to get back as soon as possible.
Yeah, Joel, I felt for him there. I could feel it. I mean, I got a little emotional with him. I mean, it's tough. He's a leader on this team, and whenever you come down with an injury like that in your core, the core injuries with a pitcher, batter, anything in baseball with core is really tough. It takes a while, but I felt for him. It's nothing worse than going on the DL, especially when your teammates are counting on you. But you can't control it, and I can tell you that as an opponent, I always tried to push a bunt. I wanted the pitcher to hit the ground, because if I got him on the ground, I knew we could get to him and we could win the game. because they're not used to flopping around on the ground like that. You know, all the athletic defensive plays, shortstop, second baseman, center fielder, they're all diving and they're making these plays. But see, he's awkward right there. He kept his weight off of his left arm as best he could. And when you're thinking about your golden arm, you're going to land awkwardly, and that's what he was talking about. That was not pretty.
And when it happened, we were thinking more about ankle, knee, wrist when you fall down like that. And really, it was the 2 pitches after. Now it all makes sense. As Danny said, you know, when he fell down, he really didn't realize he had injured it until he made his first pitch. The first pitch, Michael Brantley, who reached on that play right there, stole second base. Danny said he felt it on that pitch. The next pitch he threw all the way to the backstop on the fly. So that was the first one where maybe he was trying to protect the oblique.
Yeah, that one that went wide of Salvi's glove.
Right.
Totally wild. I haven't seen him throw a pitch like that in a long time.
And you're right about that oblique, man. It doesn't take much. And when that oblique goes, you cannot play through an oblique, whether you're a hitter or a pitcher. You are shut down, and you are shut down for a while.
So when I pulled in this afternoon, about 3:20, 3:25, I saw Danny Duffy in the parking lot because he runs and works out usually outside of the stadiums after the day after he pitches. And I saw him, and he was moving slowly. And I'd already heard the news. So I yelled at him and then continued to park my car. But then I watched him. He walked into the ballpark, and you could tell, I mean, he was hurting. So when you hurt your core, it's connected to your legs and everything. So when you get up and you walk, it affects your entire body.
Back, shoulders,
everything.
neck.
Right.
Yeah.
I could just tell by the way he was walking it. He was in some trouble.
1-1 on Avila. He was a key out for Hamill in the first inning. Slicing over to left field. Alex makes a play. Avila is 0 for 2. Wildcats fans, make sure to get your K-State night theme ticket for this Friday when the Royals take on the Indians. The first 5,000 fans through Gate A with this theme ticket receive a limited edition K-State branded Royals cap courtesy of Fox Sports Kansas City and Rally House. Royals.com/theme tickets. Tigers tonight, tomorrow night, Wednesday night. Thursday's an off day. Indians over the weekend, and then after the Indians, a 4-game series with the Astros. Astros beat Minnesota today 16-8.
Oh man, football score.
They had an 11-run 8th inning.
Wow.
Yikes.
Nuts.
Cleveland beat Oakland, so Cleveland picks up a game. There's just one game now separating Minnesota and Cleveland in the Central.
So Ryan, while I can, I want to clarify the comment I made about what I would try to push bunt, or we try to push a bunt to first and race the pitcher over. Any way we could get him in an awkward position, not to hurt him, but to get him out of the game, because they're not used to that kind of action. And that was kind of our strategy against some certain pitchers. But Duffy, you know, he did that all on his own right there, and he explained how he did that. He didn't get up the line like he normally does. He ran right to the base. And you can see him searching for it with his foot. If his foot had eyes on it, uh-oh, that hurt.
Right on the right wrist, forearm.
That gentleman right there, head athletic trainer, he knows all about those injuries. Salvi usually puts that hand behind him anyway. So he left it out front. That's why they put it behind him, so it doesn't get a foul tip. Nick Kinney knows all about oblique strains, all about the hamstring, anything that a baseball player has an injury, or a hockey player. He was a hockey trainer in his earlier days. He knows about it. One of the finest.
Two and two on Cabrera. Did he go? No. Cabrera is one. Adrian Beltre is another. They will ask for the appeal from the first base umpire.
I'm not sure who made that first, but Beltre's the one I saw at first. Had a nice job of pulling it back there. See how he points there. He check him, yeah. I'm not sure who made that, who did that first, but Beltre, wasn't it Beltre we saw do that first? And that cracked up the first time he ever did that. That just usually the hitter doesn't want to ask him.
Romine runs, and that is slash foul. Look out. Almost got a guy with a head full of lemonades.
A vendor. That away. That guy protected him, and it's wearing that Kane jersey.
Uh-oh, vodka lemonade.
Wow, hey now, watch
Boy,
out.
could you imagine the problems we would have had if that guy would have gone down? There would have been a riot. Free vodka lemonades on the steps.
I'm glad he didn't. He's giving that guy props.
Up the middle. Romine will keep running and will hold at third. Runners at the corners with 2 outs.
Little spinner again. It didn't do a lot. It stayed up, and when you leave it up, a hitter like Cabrera's not going to miss it. Off the end of the bat, just deadened it. Now Romine, he started slowing down before third. Clark's going to hold him there, but that ball was hit so slowly as Romine was running on the pitch. Almost looked like Romine could have challenged a play at the plate, but he was slowing down. And you know, with Victor Martinez coming up at 2 outs, he didn't want to get thrown out of the plate. He's too good a hitter. Let him knock him in.
Martinez flied to right first time up. Grounds to Hosmer. Inning over. The Tigers have stranded 4 in the first 3 innings. Whit Merrifield in his 13-game hitting streak, leading off the bottom of the 3rd. Art Fillmore, who has dedicated his post-military career to helping the homeless veterans in the community, founding the Heart of America Stand Down Foundation to help more than 1,400 homeless veterans in the Kansas City area. He is also working on St. Michael's Center for Veterans, a $34 million project he developed that will offer permanent housing and social services to homeless veterans, sitting in the Buck O'Neil Legacy seat on Memorial Day. Whit Merrifield has a career-high 13-game hitting streak. That is a Royals high this year, and it's also the longest active hitting streak in the American League. That'll be out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You know, when you have the ability to bunt like Merrifield has, you have a chance to have a hitting streak. He's got excellent speed, so he's going to get some infield hits when to the left, to the right of the infielders. But I've seen him during this streak push a bunt, drag one, and he's got extreme skill with the bat. And getting reps every single day, knowing he's going to play, helps him relax. Take that deep breath, and he knows he's in there. So he's not going to go out there and try to do something that he's not capable of doing. He stays within himself.
Drilled to deep left field. Into the corner. Gone. A 14-game hitting streak. And that is home run number 6 for Whit Merrifield.
Kept this ball fair by keeping his bottom hand and staying inside. Oh yeah, that pitch there, he just kept his hands inside and didn't hook it. That ball was like 3 or 4 inches in there, but he knew he got it. He sure did. Oh, that one hit, Whit, he'll take it. Got him on the board. Sixth home run on the season for Whitley.
In 118 at bats.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good for just about anybody. 6 home runs, 118 at bats. Last year, 2 home runs in 311 at bats. 9 eggs for breakfast.
No question. I love that comment that you make on him because he worked. He worked at it. He worked on putting some weight on and eating that protein, and you know, when you work hard in the off season, you expect results, and that's exactly what he's getting. It's going to pay off, you keep telling yourself.
2-2 on Jorge Soler, who had only 1 at bat in the Cleveland series and was 2 for 15 on the trip. Down on strikes, and that is 3 for Norris. This Memorial Day weekend, Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with Homes for Our Troops, building mortgage-free, specially adapted homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans. You can learn more about Homes for Our Troops is enabling our veterans to rebuild their lives by visiting foxsportsupports.com. Ball 1 on Alex. Look at that young man, a World War II veteran.
Fantastic. Wow. Those guys, not a whole lot of those guys left, and we're happy he's here at the ballpark, man. He looks like he's in great shape. This is
doing the math. That war ended 72 years ago. So that's why, I mean, even the youngest of our troops in that war are in their 90s.
Hey.
3-1 on Alex. Up the middle, base hit center field with 1 out.
Dale Swain has been talking to Alex about swinging down on the ball instead of swinging up. Okay, the home run's going to come, but swinging down on the ball is going to be his key to get his average back up again. See that? He stayed on top of the ball, and that's what he wants to do. See, he's got his hands are in good spot right there, but this angle, that's what he wants. He doesn't want that angle. That angle right there is causing him the trouble because he's pulling the top. He's pulling a lot of them, but he's got to stay on top of it instead of that uppercut swing. So that may make Dale happy right there. That hit. Sure, make Alex feel good too, especially if he can score. Escobar can hit a gap.
0-1 on Eski. He was surprised it was called a strike, and now he walks away to try and cool himself down. He broke his bat and got an infield single in the first inning. It was not received well by Avila. The momentum took his glove almost down to the dirt, but the grid says it was in the strike zone. Oh, 0-2. Daniel Norris, he is a character. I think we have the longest hair in the major leagues among the 2 starting pitchers, with Norris and Hamill.
Yeah, it's possible. Although that brawl we saw today, I saw a lot of hair flying. It's one thing I noticed on that, the caps fell off. All the hair was just flowing everywhere. I mean, there should be hair contracts given out for some of these guys. Hair commercials.
Norris has a VW van he's been driving around since 2011, and he named it Shaggy. It's a great story.
This is that guy.
That's the guy.
All right. I love the story.
Iglesias on 1 hop. Bobbles.
No.
Everybody's bobbling.
Oh. I don't know.
Crowd is angry because they thought Romine fumbled the throw from Iglesias, but second base umpire Will Little is saying that he lost control of it, transitioning from glove hand to throw hand.
Okay, it's rare that you see 2 bobbles in one. No, looked like he didn't have control over it. Here's the first bobble. Now right here, he couldn't get the grip on the ball. 2 bobbles, and then Romine had it pop out of his glove. Talk about the yips. I don't know. I think Ned wants to take a look at that one again. That's a rare play there. Normally the soft hands are the good hands people in the middle. Those guys there. You don't see them bobble and fumble that many times. 3 bobbles on one play. And he wasn't even on the base. See, his left foot comes off the base, so he wasn't even on it. So forget about the bobble. I think they'll see that his foot wasn't there.
And that's what we learned the first year of replays, is that you can challenge one thing, but in New York they're looking at everything. So and they're going to say he was safe. I don't know who our replay official is in New York tonight, but he's not wasting a whole lot of time.
No, I like it.
We've had 2 very quick decisions
and accurate calls. Very good.
It's an error on Romine, and watching that replay, the error, of course, was because he didn't secure it, but I think it was more of a mental error. There's no reason for him trying to make a quick transition to his hand there. There was no chance for a double play.
No, and you see that in front of you. You see your shortstop bobble the ball. Your focus is just to stay on the base and get one out.
He should catch that ball like a first baseman and just walk away.
Exactly.
Thankful for the out.
And Escobar is a good runner. Wasn't like Salvi was running. He had a chance to turn too.
See, look at him. He's already turning his head, trying to get the ball into his throwing hand.
Well, maybe Moose can make him pay. It's what the Royals in their championship seasons would do to opponents whenever they miscued. They would make them pay.
1-1 on Moustakas. So really the inning should be over if Iglesias doesn't bobble. It's a 6-4-3 inning double play. Instead, no outs. And 2 on for the Royals' leading home run hitter. Mike Moustakas has 13, which is tied for 6th most in the American League. Long run for 3 Tigers. Iglesias is the closest, and it's going to drop. And then Iglesias meets the wall. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Our Yellowwood bringing the lumber. We'll show you Moose. Look at that. That's when he pulled out the wedge in New York. That ball started 20 feet to the foul, and look at the other ones he's hitting. He's pulling them all. He's got a real short, quick swing, and he's catching the back underside. And we all know what happens when you get the backspin. You get on bringing the Yellowwood.
Still 1-2. Talk about how much he was swinging the bat in the Cleveland series. On Saturday, 15 pitches, 14 swings. He swings at 56% of the pitches that he sees. So what does that mean? That's the 4th highest in the major leagues. So he is up there to do one thing. That's swing the bat.
That's right. And he's been under control from the very beginning of the season. He's been very consistent with his swing, and he's staying short with his stride foot. He's one of the few, him and Bonifacio, one of the few that doesn't load up with the flamingo kick. They're not loading their hips in a drastic measure. They just keep that foot steady, and it balances their lower body to where they have control of it. And then they're so strong with their upper body, they just trust their hands, and they make a good swing through the ball. And we use the term, he looked like he pulled out his wedge, or he had a 3-iron on that one. There's a lot of truth to that. You have a good balance with your lower half on the golf tee out there, and you take a good easy swing. The swings are very similar. You don't want to be too much out of control there.
The timing of your hands, your arms, your lower body.
Yeah, and how many balls do they hit on the range a day? Just like these guys in the cage, same thing, repetition. Yeah, take the walk.
It's a walk out of it after falling behind in the count. So that is potentially a huge error. Instead of the Tigers hitting right now, Norris, who's already given up a home run to Merrifield, is faced with the bases loaded, 1 out, and Lorenzo Cain coming up. This is Rich Doobie, Tigers pitching coach.
And we talked about it earlier in the game, how the defense of the Tigers has affected the pitching. The starting pitching is 12th. They're ranked 12th in American League with a 4.56 ERA, and it's directly related to the lack of defense.
Gordon at third, he singled. Escobar reached on the air, and Moustakas just walked. Kane grounded out to the shortstop, Iglesias, in the first inning, which was first ruled an infield single. Tigers challenged, and that call was overturned.
Royals have done a little bit better as of late this month of hitting with the bases loaded. They're hitting .263. They're 5 for 19. One double. That was a double Salvi hit off the base right here at the K. But no slams yet.
Cutter in on him, 0-1.
Remember that ball Salvi hit off the base there?
Yep.
That got him.
Okay, maybe this is it here.
That kind of got him. Turned the corner a little bit there. Tried to.
And the Royals went to St. Petersburg after that and won 3 out of 4.
Mm-hmm.
Out to Iglesias, and this time the Tigers do turn a 6-4-3 double play. So out of all that, the Royals get one. It's Whit Merrifield's 6th home run of the year, extending his hitting streak to 14 games. You can get access to all home games through July 23rd, including weekends, Buck nights, and giveaways, or head out to all the remaining student nights for just $40. You'll have access to any of our standing room areas, and with your tickets right on your phone, you can skip the box office lines and walk right in. Learn more at Royals.com/pass today. The summer pass and student pass.
Nice.
JD Martinez grounded into an inning-ending force out in the first inning. Hamill falls behind, 2 balls, no strikes. Tigers have left 4 on base in the first 3 innings. Chop to third. Moustakas throws on the run and throws a strike. 1 away.
Excellent on balls coming in. Moose has the right footwork, but also the right arm slot. You want to attack this baseball and you want to catch it on the short hop. He charges with the best of them, and he's coming hard. Now look at how he circles. See how he's circling, making a circle towards his target. That's so important on that side of the diamond. And then you throw off your right foot and your arm on top keeps the ball from sailing. I love how he circled around. He does that all the time on plays like that. Little choppers down that line.
1 out to Upton. Off the end of the bat, may have broken his bat. Right to Lorenzo Cain. 2 outs for Hamill in the 4th inning. Special hats this year. And the right side of the caps featuring 5 stars to represent the 5 branches of the military, same as on the right sleeves. For the first time, teams are wearing these special caps and special uniforms for the entire Memorial holiday weekend.
Notice that. They had them on Friday and Saturday and Sunday, all of them. I loved it. Monday too. And the uniforms the same. Little stars on the side there. I like that.
Castellanos grounded out to short. First time up. 0-2. Batting at .216, Castellanos.
Now see how the rotation of that one was better. The couple of 2 out of the 3 hits that the Tigers have gotten were what they call cement mixers. They just spun. Now that one had extreme break to it, and it worked. Salvi wants this one up.
Change the eye level. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Festive. Love the colors.
Great line. We don't know them all, but we owe them all. Hamill strikes out Castellanos. That's his first strikeout. And an 8-pitch top of the 4th inning. 4 scoreless innings for Jason Hamill.
Game break takes us out to Target Field in Minnesota. Look at Carlos Beltran. Man, that's 3 home runs, or his 3rd home run. 11-run 8th inning. Amazing job by those guys. We talked about it earlier. What an outburst by the Houston Astros. That was Beltran's 6th on the season.
1-1 on Eric Hosmer from Daniel Norris. Hosmer leads off an inning for the second time. He flied to left, leading off the second. Royals got their run last inning on Whit Merrifield's home run, leading off an inning. 1-2. Norris doesn't give up many home runs. That was only his 5th in over 52 innings. Still 1-2. Norris's defense let him down in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Second baseman Romine made a big error, and the play started by a bobble by the shortstop Iglesias, which should have been an inning double play. The Royals eventually loaded the bases with 1 out, but Norris buckled down and got Kane to ground into a double play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Is a fair ball. It almost hit the bag, and Miguel Cabrera with his bright yellow shoe or orange shoes gets to the bag in front of Hosmer. 1 down. You got a pair of shoes like that?
Not that color, no. And not with molded cleats on the bottom of them. Look at this. He played it back, knew he had time to get there. Play the big hop. He's waiting for it to hit the bag is what he was waiting for. Wasn't sure if it would. Haas was hoping it would have. He'd have had a base hit. But those are stylish. Not kind of like Norris's socks, though. I like the camo look of the socks. Only 2 guys on the field out there. I believe that Alex Presley, the center fielder, has the socks as well. Sharp. Good look with a hat.
You can hardly see him out there.
That's right.
Norris got Salvi to swing at a slider and strike out in the 2nd inning. You know, baseball, just like regular fashion, changes over the years, and we just saw Cabrera with the pants, and what the players do now is they hook the back of their pants underneath the bottom of their shoes, because the look now is for the pants to go all the way down to the ankles. Well, if you're running around and hitting, you know, those pants are going to want to come up, so guys now are going to hook those pants under the heel to keep them down.
It's almost like the old bell bottoms in the 70s, 60s maybe. Remember those?
Yeah, 60s, 70s.
Okay.
Right in there. See, look at that.
It's a trend.
I'm still trying to figure out how you were able to breathe in the pants that you wore when you were a player.
You love getting on that style.
Man.
Now, it wasn't just me. It was all of us. That was our style.
That's back when Jordache was making the pants for major leaguers.
Oh my gosh, I remember whenever we had a rare throwback game where we dressed in the old-time uniforms. They were baggy, you know, and bloused. I felt like I was running naked. It was unbelievable. After having those tights on, you know, that whole time, it really made a big difference. I mean, I felt free.
And one usually does when they run naked. Until they get arrested, and then they're not free anymore.
No, but you know, they were tight. It was hard. But what are you going to do? Be a trendsetter at that time and say, hey, I want baggy pants? Felt like I was in my PJs. Oh, it's okay. I got an elbow pad there. Fastball a little high and tight. It's hard to mask the pain, but sometimes you try to, you know? It hurts. I never wanted to give the pitcher satisfaction that he hurt me. So I tried to never let him know it even hurt. It was hard sometimes, though. Especially that one in the thigh at 95. When you pick out a thigh on you. Tough to mask that one. When you couldn't get out of bed the next day. My buddy Joe McGrain got me one time like that. You know, we're friends. What the heck? And I kept wearing him out. I hit a few homers off him, and so he drills me. And so now, all these years later, we talk about it, and he goes, "How's your thigh?" You know,
even
like,
today?
Yeah, we get on each other. It's fun. Miguel's playing with Salvi. He knows he's not going anywhere.
Can those guys go anywhere in Venezuela?
Salvi just tried to untuck his top right there. Bad. Good swing.
Bonifacio's 0 for 2. 2 outs in the 4th inning. And now Whit Merrifield leading off the bottom of the 3rd inning. Our Kubota power stats. Now the Royals have hit 27 home runs, or they did hit 27 home runs in their first 30 games, 30 home runs in the last 20 games, including tonight. And the ball was flying out of the ballpark for the Royals during the road trip. 9 games, 17 home runs. But one of the reasons why the Royals, with all those home runs, had a losing record on the last road trip, they hit under 100 with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, it's been a sore subject early. They're under 200 now as a team. Runners in scoring position. And that's not like them. They've typically had numbers in the 270s in that situation.
Well, here you go. I say under 100, actually under 090. 089 with runners in scoring position on the trip, where they hit 17 home runs. That's drilled to right field. Long run Martinez. He won't get there. Witt drives in another run. He is on his way to 3rd, and he's in standing. So he's got a shot for the cycle tonight. He's got the 2 hardest hits out of the way. A home run, now a triple to score Salvador Perez, and the Royals lead 2-0.
All aboard. Whitley's driving that bus with no problem. Fastball, split the middle. Whitley waited a tick long, used that dangerous bottom hand, sliced it away from the hustling Martinez out there in right field. Couldn't get it, and look at him coming around. Martinez missed both of the relay man and the cutoff man, and Merrifield stayed at 3rd base to see if Soler could knock him in. But very nice hitting with that pitch down the middle. Really, he went the other way with authority.
Making him a hard guy to pitch to. You pitch him in, he takes you deep to left, you pitch him away, and he hits it to the wall and right.
Two-hit Wits at it again. And the 2 hits have been big. It's driving the bus. Soler, for a hit for confidence, would do a lot for him here.
1-1. Ed's having a tough time finding a spot for him in the lineup right now, with the way Bonifacio's playing in right field and the way Moss has picked it up offensively. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
This guy, the young man here that sometimes fights his power. He knows that he's got King Kong power, and that last swing there, he just overswung. You know, he's swinging 95 to 100% when you don't need to. A 70% swing would be beautiful from him. Remember how we talked about Chris Carter, the number 9 hitter for the Yankees, the big power guy, and Davis from Baltimore, Chris Davis, and how easy they swing. And look at the results. The ball just jumps off their bat, but they get it. They don't have to swing that hard. They're so big and strong already.
Ground ball, base hit left field. Merrifield scores, so Soler gets that hit to boost his confidence, and the Royals lead 3-0.
Okay, now that's just a mistake for sure, but Soler was waiting on it. Norris did not want to put a pitch there, especially since, and it's a slider, a hanging slider that was up just thigh high, saying hit me all over it. Lucky that he didn't get underneath it and hit it out of the park. So that's what you do.
That's what Alex is going to do.
Okay.
Trying to tie him up inside. Alex got a 3-1 fastball in the 3rd inning and singled to center field. 151 at bats. He is not homered. One and one. Alex's last home run was at the end of last year, September 25th, against these Tigers. Mike Pelfrey. That was 170 at bats ago. 2-1. Norris has given up 1 home run tonight. That was to Merrifield. So he gets another 3-1 count. Norris has allowed 2 home runs to a left-hand batter so far this year.
I like it. Stay on the call. Gonna hang a slider. Oh, too bad. Right idea.
Upton makes the play. Royals get 2, both with 2 outs. With Salvador Perez at first and 2 down. Whit Merrifield triples. Salvi scores, and then Soler drives in Merrifield. windy night coming in out of the northwest. 80 degrees at first pitch tonight. Gonna have another nice night tomorrow. Alex Presley takes a strike after showing bunt, playing in center field. Tyler Collins, who had been playing in center field for the Tigers, was designated for assignment so that the Tigers could call up Presley. Last year the Tigers used Cameron Maybin in center. Cameron Maybin is now with the Angels, and you see that Mike Trout has a torn ligament in his thumb, and surgery might be an option.
Yep. So I saw that. First time in his career ever being on the disabled list. It's too bad too, because he was swinging a hot bat.
Hamels ahead, 1-2.
I'm not sure exactly how he did it, but it is kind of a common injury for position players. Bases, head first slides, you clip the base. Sometimes you slip in a rundown, maybe between the bases, and you go to put your hand down, and your thumb gets in the way, it gets turned over, and the ligament pops off the thumb. And there's a lot of ways to mess up the thumb out there. And you know, he's been a center field. I'm not sure, I haven't seen it, but maybe he made a diving catch, you know, and he rolled his thumb over in his glove. But most of the time it happens on the bases. I'm told it was on the bases.
Three and 2 on Presley. A head first slide into second base on a stolen base attempt.
Yep, that happens a lot. You know, you get your hands out there. That's why a lot of coaches cringe when their players go in head first, for that reason. Now, Ricky Henderson, the all-time stolen base king, he slid violently head first into the bases, and I don't ever remember him catching a thump. But here it is. This happens now. See it right here. He's reaching.
Yeah, reaching in sideways.
Yeah, and then that's what happens. Ouch. Yeah. Wow. And you know, you can feel it. I had that injury myself. You feel a pop, you know you're in trouble. And it's going to take him some time. I slipped in between the bases, put my hand down to try to land on my wrist, and my thumb was turned, and it just popped. And I tried to hide it because no one saw it. Like I said, I tried to mask the pain, and I went out to try to catch the ball with my glove hand. Oh, it just screamed pain. So I didn't say anything. The next day, Frank Robinson was my hitting coach for the Orioles, and I'm playing catch down the line because I'm trying to make the team in spring training. And I said, Frank, man, I think I hurt my thumb yesterday. He goes, what do you mean? And it was the ligament was off the bone, and it was just hanging there. And he goes, kid, you play baseball without your hands. You better get your hands right, or you'll never play. Get them right. Go tell them. 6 to 8 weeks.
1-1 on Iglesias.
Because if you don't have your hands as a baseball player, you can't play. He's exactly right.
I don't think we've had a big leaguer play yet without his hands.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Although Jim Abbott, former teammate of mine, now, and he can swing the bat too now, Brian. He could hit.
One and two. That's one of the most amazing stories since I've been following baseball, is what Jim Abbott did with one hand.
Yep.
And his ability to field his position. He had 2 big league hits in his career.
That's right. I was there for one of them, and then I saw another one in spring training in Dodger Stadium. It was a freeway series game in spring training. There was 67,000 people. It was packed, and I was on deck. I was leading off. Abbott hit 9th, and he got a base hit, and the crowd went crazy. Jim Abbott got a hit, and I walked up, and Piazza was emotional. Mike Piazza. He was catching for the Dodgers. And I had to take a couple steps back and let the crowd just love on Jim Abbott. It was unbelievable. Oh, that's a doinker.
The number 8 and number 9 hitters are on base to begin the top of the 5th inning, with the Royals leading 3-0. Time for the unlimited baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile. David Price coming back for the disabled list after having elbow problems in spring training. Gave up 3 runs in 5 innings against the White Sox. We talked about Mike Trout, and Andrew McCutchen hits his 6th career walk-off home run today as the Pirates beat the Diamondbacks. And by the way, the White Sox ended up winning that game against David Price and the Red Sox. So top of the order, Andrew Romine, who's already 2 for 2. Royals are ready for a bunt, but Romine takes a strike. Interesting, the Royals have just had a bad time this year with 8 and 9 hitters.
Yeah, I saw that. That's graphic, that stat right there. And you know, I mean, if you tell Dave Island, you show Dave Island that, what's he going to do? What do you do with that?
I think the first category, probably the most troubling, the on base percentage, because you're also talking about walks, you know, allowing that guy to get on base without swinging the bat. You know, Monty and I were talking yesterday that Danny Duffy was having some difficulty this year with the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, and you could say, you know, on one hand, it's not a good stat, but on the other hand, it also shows that he's not messing around with those guys. He's throwing them strikes. He's giving them the opportunity to swing the bat, which you want to do with those guys in the lower part of the order. Skips away from Salvi, and now runners at 2nd and 3rd with nobody out. That's a wild pitch charge to Hamill. 2-2 on Romine.
Didn't want to do that. So instead of him giving up an out to sacrifice him, as an overhand curveball there, Salvi came up a little bit too high on it and stayed under his glove. Now they moved him over for themselves there. And Ned has the middle of the infield playing back. Whitley's playing on the grass.
Slider got away from him. 3-2.
And with the meat of their order coming up, I want to load them up. Let the Tigers right back in this game. You could see Dave Island going to the phone.
Struck him out. Huge strikeout for Hamill.
Big time. He knew he had to come in there, and he put a little wrinkle on it, and he left it up, which is good. It was up and away and out of the middle of the plate. He kept it away from him and got him a swing and miss.
Royals will keep the infield back with a 3-0 lead. And if you're Alex Avila, you expect to get some pitches to hit right now with an open base and Miguel Cabrera on deck.
To be aggressive. But he's been good. Hamill's escaped a couple of jams already in this game. Last 6 starts. Check it out. This is one of the most impressive stats a pitcher can have when they're in your favor there. What are you doing when you get in trouble? And he's escaped 2 jams already. He's going to that trusty slider. He's been able to work his way around it. If he can get out of this one, he'll be Houdini. Especially where they are in the order.
Well, he's not challenging him so far. Sliders down and out of the strike zone. 2 balls and no strikes.
And Avila, he's a very selective hitter. He's got excellent plate discipline. He's got 20 walks in the season. He's good. He's not going to swing out of the zone too often.
Pitch number 75 is coming up right here for Hamill. Two and one. Vila made a big out in the first inning. Romine opened the game with a double, so right out of the gate the Tigers had a runner at second, nobody out, but Avila flied to center. So Hamill got an out with no advance. And then Avila flied out to left field again in the third. Tigers have already stranded 4 against Hamill tonight. So he's not challenging him. I mean, you would think you'd be pitching around Alex Avila to get to Miguel Cabrera with the bases loaded, would you?
You wouldn't think.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Miguel Cabrera coming up.
21 walks on for Avila. So they're talking about it.
And now Dave Island goes back to the phone again, and in a moment somebody's going to be warming up, and right after Dave makes the call, now he goes out to the mound to give the bullpen some time to catch up.
Well, Dave Island's telling him right here, all right, Miguel Cabrera has grounded into 5 double plays so far this season. And if we could pull this off here, Hud just said you'd be Houdini. Come on with it. Let's do it.
Well, if you're going on the right now, Avila's the more dangerous hitter. He's having a better year. But if you're going on track record, you are really tempting fate to bring up Miguel Cabrera with the bases loaded, 1 out, as Mike Minor is just going to start to loosen up. Remember, every time the Royals turn a double play, the next day McDouble sandwiches are only $1 at participating McDonald's in the greater KC, St. Joe, and Lawrence areas. Cabrera has walked, and he has a soft single to center field. Fastball away, ball 1. A walk, a single, a strikeout, which sets up the chance for an inning-ending double play, and then another walk given up by Hamill in the 5th. Fastball away again.
Well, you know, Hamill's putting it out there because he's hoping Miggy will pull the ball, but Miggy's not a pull hitter. He's an inside-out hitter. He uses the right side of the field with the best of them. The reason he's such a great average hitter for average is that he uses the whole field, and he has plenty of power that way as well. But he's hoping that he'll try to pull it. That's what brings the ground ball double play.
3-0. And this green light is as big as the Kauffman Stadium outfield grass.
He knows he's in the driver's seat now.
Four-pitch walk. And 3 walks in the inning. It is now a 3-1 game. And just like that, Jason Hamill is done. So it all started with a leadoff walk to the number 8 hitter right after the Royals got 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning to make it 3-0. And now having a tough time throwing strikes to Avila and Cabrera. Victor Martinez coming up, and Mike Minor is coming in a Chevy call to the bullpen. One out and a run in. Come out to the ballpark Saturday and Sunday as the Royals celebrate MLB's Play Ball weekend. For more information on all the ways you can play, visit playball.org. Mike Minor, who just seems to get better and more effective every time Ned Yost hands him the ball. He has now extended his scoreless inning streak to 14 1/3 innings, and he inherits a mess. Bases loaded, one out. Victor Martinez at the plate, and a ground ball past Moustakas and up the left field line. Tigers have tied the game. Cabrera goes to third. Victor Martinez has a 2-run double.
Victor is the team leader in ribbies and hitting fourth for a reason. He can clean the sacks off. Fastball in, and that's way in. He pulls his hands in and just keeps it fair by just a couple of inches. No chance for Moose. Alex did a great job of getting to that ball before it caromed around that wall out there to save Miguel Cabrera from scoring. A lot of hitters are going to jam that ball right to the third baseman because that's a pitch designed to jam him. That pitch was 3 inches inside 4 inches. Wasn't a mistake. That's just great hitting right there. Pulled his hands in and laced it. It's a professional hitter there. Hitting in that 4-hole. Being ready, knowing that, you know, a lot of pitchers try to get strike one in with the bases loaded.
Two 2-0 on JD Martinez, who is grounded to Moustakas twice. So 2 of Hamels' 3 walks have scored in this inning. The third walk is at third with 1 out. Martinez at second base is the responsibility of Mike Minor. 2-1. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Minor,
Justin Upton is on deck.
excuse me, Ryan. Fastball, slider, change are his 3 pitches. He's got low to mid 90s, and we've seen some 96s and 97s in Cleveland. We saw.
Drilled to left field. And the Tigers have come up with 6 runs in the top of the 5th inning. So that snaps Minor's long consecutive scoreless inning streak. JD Martinez hits his 8th home run of the year.
Slider down. Just kept his great head position there. He got the back underside. And that's just his 3rd or 4th at bat against the lefty all year, and both of his hits now are home runs.
Oh, and 1 to Justin Upton, who has flied out twice.
Just like that, man.
And it all started with the number
Gosh.
8 and number 9 hitters reaching, and that has just been a problem for the Royals this year. Number 8 and number 9 hitters in the lineup getting rallies started. Way outside, 1 and 2 on Upton. And now Peter Moylan in the Royals bullpen. Strike 3 over the inside. 2 down, and now the 9th man to come up in the inning.
Good pitch there. And that's what he wanted to do on JD Martinez as well.
Doesn't take much. The difference between a well executed pitch and a mistake pitch.
Yeah, and you know, I'm not going to blame Minor for those location of those pitches. Those are, you know, he's off the plate, he's down in, and they got him. If it's belt high and down the middle, well, what? He's going to. Pitcher's going to say, "Wow, I left one up." But that first swing of Victor Martinez was the one. That was money. That ball's got some movement on it.
Kane makes the play. The Tigers bat around, and they get 6 in the top of the 5th inning. Baseball is brought to you by the Chevy Silverado, the most dependable, longest lasting full-size pickup on the road, and you can find yours at your local Mid-America Chevy dealer. By Panera. Panera caters for every group, every size, every meal. And by Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Find a servicing Steel dealer at steeldealers.com or search STIHL. Royals are down by 3. They have a couple things in their favor. Number one, it's still early. Number two, eventually they'll be going up against the Tigers bullpen, which has the highest ERA in the American League. And Escobar shoots it into right center field. Back come the Royals. Escobar has a multi-hit game. And by reaching with an error in the 3rd inning, he's been on base 3 times tonight. Kia puts us in the driver's seat. And this is the highest averages against a divisional opponent in the major league since 2015. Arizona against Colorado is the only higher batting average than the Royals against the Tigers over that stretch. Moustakas takes a strike with a fastball.
See if they can just start pecking away again. Pull out that long ball. It's been good to him.
He has popped a short and walked. Oh, and 2. Norris has given up 3 runs in 5 innings. He gave up 3 runs in his first 4 innings. But he got 2 big outs in the 3rd when the Royals had the bases loaded, 1 out after an error, and he got Kane to ground into a double play. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Moustakas. Close but low. 2 and 2.
You know, Norris, you coming in, we talked about how many pitches this guy throws, you know, and he's got, you know, 4.20 walks per 9 innings. Royals have just 1 walk so far in this one, but you can tell by Norris's style why it might drive Rich Doobie, his pitching coach, a little bit wacky, because his mechanics are a little wacky. Watch how far he swings his leg over on his follow through. I mean, so it's hard for him to repeat his mechanics.
Escobar tagged out, no double play. 1 down.
Boy, that was funky. He looked like Moose just hit it off the ground. Okay, let's watch him now. He's from his stretch position. It's a little bit more from his. See how far he's leaning forward. See how far he's coming forward. So he's really, his lower half is pulling his upper half through, and he swings that left leg all the way around. It's tough for him to repeat his mechanics and throw strikes with that. It's a little bit out of control. Ouch.
Blocked by Avila.
That caught his thumb. That hurt. Try to get that hand right there, you know, and help a little bit there. Ooh, right in the palm. Better in the palm than on the thumb, though. More meat.
Norris's 2 biggest outs came with Kane at the plate in the 3rd inning. The Royals loaded the bases thanks to an error and a walk. But Norris got Kane to ground out 6-4-3. Violent swing. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Looks like you want to jump on that one.
Royals had a 3-0 lead at the end of 4 innings. The Tigers just scored 6 in the top of the 5th. Miguel Cabrera walked with the bases loaded. Victor Martinez hit a 2-run double, and JD Martinez hit a 3-run home run. 1-2. .90 pitches. And now Blaine Hardy, who came up through the Royals minor league system, the lefty, and Shane Green, the righty, are getting ready to go. And they look like they are ready to go. Just standing and watching out in the right field bullpen. 2-2. Brad Ausmus, the former Tigers catcher. This is season number 4 for him. In his first season, the Tigers won the Central Division for the 4th consecutive year. Jim Leland had been manager for the first 3. On the ground, out to Romine. And they'll get the lead runner. Moustakas is out, 2 away. Eric Hosmer is flied to left, grounded out to first base. Norris is at 92 pitches. He's done a good job of keeping the ball down. Royals have had some difficulty elevating against him. Just 4 flyouts. Merrifield has hit a home run, but 6 groundouts and 3 strikeouts. Oh, 0-1.
Oh, it's a little bit violent there. He's trying to swing a little bit hard there. He was guessing fastball all the way. His front stepped almost, out of the batter's box there on that one. He's not going to give him anything straight. He's going to try to break that either curve or the slider.
Nice save by Avila. 1-1. One of the first things we told you about Daniel Norris tonight is that he throws a lot of pitches per inning and was in really good shape in the first 2 innings, with 27 pitches in the 3rd and 30 in the 4th. So that's why he's coming up on 100 pitches in the 5th, which means Brad Ausmus is going to have to go to his bullpen early. He's prepared to go this inning if he needs to. 1-2 on Hosmer.
Not going to throw him any heaters. Haas will jump on a fastball in a heartbeat right now. Norris is ahead in the count, 1-2. He's going to keep trying to keep that ball away from him with sliders.
Green and Hardy, they're ready to go. They're just trying to stay loose out there, but mostly just standing on the mound out there and watching the game.
Let's just see if he'll make a mistake like he did to Soler. He left one right down the middle.
That's a swing. So Norris has a scoreless 5th inning, pitching with a 3-run lead. Of friends, employees, or customers, well, you can receive discounted ticket rates and a complimentary message on the outfield scoreboard when you purchase 20 or more tickets. Large groups also have the opportunity for complimentary tickets, on-field presentations, and batting practice field visits depending on the group size. So if you're interested, 816-504-4040 option 4, or email groupsales@royals.com for rates and availability. Seth Maness is a Chevy call to the bullpen. He's the 3rd Royals pitcher tonight, on for the 6th time this year, and it's the 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up, and it was the 8, 9 hitters that got that 6-run 5th inning going. In particular, Alex Presley, who leads off right here, he reached with a walk, and the Tigers ended up scoring 6 runs on 3 hits. This time Presley's out. He is 0 for 2 with that walk, and now Maness will get Jose Iglesias.
Yeah, Maness, they want to get him in there. Sinker ballers are important to get back-to-back work, to start get that sinker down. He's got great movement and stuff, but the times he's been out there, he's been elevating, and when he elevates, it gets hit. So in order to cure that, they got to pitch him more. And he's got good stuff. You see the movement's good, but he's got to keep it below the knees, because he's not overpowering. He's not going to be blowing any big league hitters away. They're not going to miss. So he's trying to get himself in the mid-season form here quickly, and they're trying to help him.
Coming back from that elbow surgery to avoid Tommy John surgery.
Right there is where he wants to stay. Perfect tempo for a sinker baller. I mean, he gets it and throws it.
2-2 on Iglesias. Maness pitched in parts of 4 seasons with the Cardinals. In 2 of those years, he had more than 70 appearances. Almost took his cap off. Iglesias has his 2nd hit. He's on with 1 out.
And that's just center cut, belt high. Major league hitters don't miss very often. I mean, sometimes they do, and you get it out, but most of the time when it's in that area, they're going to put some heavy wood on it.
Ball one to Romine. He is 2 out of 3. Playing at second base with Ian Kinsler on the disabled list with a hamstring injury. We just saw his brother, his younger brother Austin, who is the Yankees backup catcher. Runner going, so the play is to first. Hosmer backpedals to the bag. Romine is out number 2, and Iglesias goes to second.
Good idea for Osmus to move his runners with a sinker baller like that. Stay out of the double play.
Did you go ask Austin Romine whether he had played against his brother yet?
I did when we were out in New York last week. I did ask him that. I said, hey, you know, have you had the chance to throw out your brother? He goes, I don't know if I could. He's really fast, you know. He said, but we've came close. We've both teams have played each other, but we haven't been on the field at the same time because, you know,
they're both backups.
Yeah, they're both backups. That's what I'm going to say. So it's been hard for them to get out there at the same time, but they anticipate it will happen, and they're looking forward to it. It's got to be fun for him. Now I said, how about Dad? How's Dad do? He says really well because he's in California, and both of our teams are on the East Coast, so he gets to see all the games. It's early for them, and so he's loving it.
Kevin Romine, who was a big leaguer for 7 seasons. 1-1 on Avila. Avila's walk really got the Tigers going in the 5th inning. Presley singled, Presley walked, Iglesias singled, and then Hamill got what was a big strikeout at the time against Romine. But then a walk to Avila that set the stage for the Tigers. It loaded the bases for Miguel Cabrera, who took a 4-pitch walk, drove in a run, and then Mike Minor came on, and Martinez hit that ground ball double in between Moustakas and the line, and then JD Martinez hit the 3-run home run. So 3 walks in that inning, and they all scored. Avila strikes out, and Manus has a scoreless 6th inning. Salvador Perez, Jorge Bonifacio, and Whit Merrifield, who's working on the cycle, coming up for the Royals in the bottom of the 6th. Royals come up in the bottom of the 6th inning, and it's our Sonic Slam inning. Our contestant is John Gay from Kansas City, Missouri. And if the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, John wins $1,300. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, John wins $25,000 from Sonic and the Royals. And they'll try and do it against Shane Green, who comes on after Daniel Norris went 5. Salvi right back at Green, who goes tumbling off the mound in a backward somersault. Leadoff man on in the bottom of the 6th.
Wow, watch out. Chuck and duck. He tried to catch it, though. I think, he was off balance more than falling down out of the way of that. He was actually trying to catch it, and he was falling down, and he just threw his glove back there and lost his balance. We've seen it come a lot closer.
We just showed you Green's numbers, and we've also been telling you how bad the Tigers bullpen has been this year. They have the highest bullpen ERA in the American League. They have the most blown saves in the American League, but they still have had some very good individual performances, Green being one of them. Bonifacio takes a swipe at it and fouls it back. And it's been a disturbing trend if you're a Tigers fan. Their bullpen problems go back to 2014, the year they actually won the division, but 14, 15, 16 into 17, they have the highest bullpen ERA in the league combined over that stretch. Francisco Rodriguez is no longer their closer. Justin Wilson, a hard-throwing lefty, is closing games at the moment. One and one on Bonifacio, 0 for 2 tonight. Pitch riding in on him at 95.
He's got some good movement. Likes to try to sink it, a little two-seamer, slider, change.
Martinez makes a play, 1 down in the 6th. Here's Whit Merrifield, and as we promised you earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Whitley putting on a hitting clinic, and he's been hotter than a firecracker with that hitting streak of his. Now he hooked one down around the pole, and then he sliced and diced one down the right field line, scoring Salvador Perez. And I'll tell you, he's putting on some kind of hitting clinic.
So he is a double and a single shy of hitting for the cycle. He should have plenty of time with him coming up for the 3rd time in the 6th inning. And that's up the line. Extra bases. He is a single away from hitting for the cycle.
Three-hit Whit. Not 2-hit, 3-hit, and a lousy single away from doing something that not many people can do. Look at that, another great head position there. Another excellent swing. Ball wasn't in the middle of the plate like he hit on his triple. It was away even further, but still he struck it. He stayed on top of it enough to where it didn't pop it up. And he's driving the bus.
More importantly, the tying run comes to the plate with 1 out in Jorge Soler. High and inside, ball 1. Soler is struck out, and he has an RBI single. And his RBI single, with 2 outs in the 4th inning, gave the Royals a 3-0 lead. And then the Tigers roared back with 6 in the top of the 5th. 2-0. Alex Gordon's on deck. He has the power, clearly, to tie the game with one swing. He's also hitting 167 at the moment. Do you give him the green light?
I would. It's got to be center cut, and he's got to swing at about 70%. Don't overswing. Stay right there. Just beat it.
No. He looked like he was ready to swing, but he walks, and the bases are loaded with one out. Here's Brad Osmus. He had Hardy warming up last inning, and he's going to go with the lefty here with the bases loaded, one out, and Alex Gordon coming up. But they have the bases loaded with one out. Second time tonight they've had the bases loaded with one out. The Tigers got out of it in the third inning, getting a ground ball double play. And now Brad Osmus brings on Blaine Hardy specifically to pitch to Alex Gordon. Alex is 1 for 2 with a single.
Big curve. Sliders down and a fastball. Now Alex is 1 for 1 this year with the bases loaded. Maybe he could stay hot. See, Hardy's given up a .302 average. Hardy's not throwing that big old looping breaking ball. He's kind of staying firm, trying to keep the ball away from Alex. A lot of pitchers have been pounding Alex inside. Looks like Avila's staying away from him.
3-0. And that one at bat you were talking about just happened 2 days ago at Cleveland. And Terry Francona brought in a lefty to face Alex with the bases loaded. It was Boone Logan. And Alex singled to center field.
Okay.
And now Brad Osmus brings in a lefty to face him with the bases loaded tonight.
I'm giving him the green light. He's due for a homer. Why not now?
Out in front of an 89-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yep, just got to wait on it a little bit in a hurry.
And you can see with that location why he was anxious to swing the bat.
That's right.
That might be the best pitch that he sees all homestand. We also have $25,000 on the line right here in our Sonic Slam inning.
I bet Mr. Gay's on the edge of his seat right now. He's probably thinking, wow, all right, I got Alex in a 3-1 count here. He hasn't homered all year. He's due. Got Eske on deck. Lineup coming, middle of the order.
A little extra on that fastball at 92. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Blaine Hardy, originally a 22nd round pick of the Royals, and spent 5 years in the Royals farm system. But when he made his big league debut, it was against the Royals, pitching for the Tigers 3 years ago.
Overpowering.
Alex takes the walk. It is 6-4.
Crowd getting back into it now. Hardy, it's not overpowering. He's not going to blow the ball by anybody. He's got the big slider curve, and he'll throw some changeups now to Escobar, who's coming in there. And Eske, he's 1 for 3 with him loaded this year.
And he is without a home run so far.
Yeah, and it was a double. So it would be nice. But we'll take one at a time if we have to, but just continue to keep them in trouble. Talked about the struggles of the Tigers pen. Keep them down.
0-1.
He had a rip.
He has 2 hits tonight. Infield single in the first inning. And he singled to right center in the 5th. He has a grand slam in his career. Fastball for a strike at 90, and it's 0-2. Merrifield at third. He is doubled in the inning. Soler walked. Gordon walked with the bases loaded.
I just saw Whitley lip. He was saying with his lip, base hit. Just get a base hit. Just keep the line moving. Don't have to hit a long one. Just a base hit. Really, as he was encouraging Eske.
Breaking ball stayed up. Plenty deep enough. The throw goes to third. It is now 6-5.
All right. Little by little. Royals creeping back into it. Hanging breaking ball. He waited on it and got it. Not like he wanted to. But a sac fly is going to work perfectly there. Soler going back to tag up. That's smart to stay in scoring position there. Give him a double play there. Get him out of the inning. Let's see what Moose can do.
That's a career high 3 runs scored for Whit Merrifield. Slider down and away, ball 1. Good swing on a pitch in on him. 1 ball and 1 strike. 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. 0 for 5 with a walk in the past against Blaine Hardy. Upton waits for it in left field. And that's the inning. So the Royals loaded the bases with 1 out. They got 2 home on the bases loaded walk and the sacrifice fly. It is a 1-run game at the end of 6. The 7th inning. On this Memorial Day, USAA honors our fallen heroes. Here's an appropriate t-shirt on this Memorial Day at Kauffman Stadium.
That's right. And those are real heroes. Those who have served.
Seth Mena stays on after pitching a scoreless 6th inning. It'll be Cabrera and then Victor Martinez and JD Martinez. Oh and 2. And it's time for our sprint trivia question. Name the 5 players with the most hits since 2010. That's 1, right?
Yep.
And that is correct.
Mike Trout. Nope.
Hit hard on the ground, but right to Merrifield. Cabrera's out for the first time. Are they all active? Dustin Pedroia. No. Adam Jones. Negative. He's 6th on the list.
Okay. We'll get a few of them.
Joe Mauer.
Good call.
That is a foul ball. Ichiro Suzuki. Oh, how are we doing? Not very good.
No, we're
Adrian Beltre.
There you go.
All right, there we go. 3 more, Hud.
So
I got you this far.
Is this in the American League or National League? Both. All of them.
I think it's both.
Okay. How about Paul Goldschmidt?
One and 2 on Victor Martinez. He drove in 2. Now the Tigers 6 runs in the 5th inning with a double. That was as a right-hand batter against Mike Minor.
How about Bryce Harper? Buster Posey.
Ryan Braun. Albert Pujols.
Nothing's sticking. Nothing is sticking. We're in trouble.
Line to left field. Alex coming up, but has to play it on a bounce. Martinez has his second hit. Joey Votto. Here's our Ram drive of the game.
It was a drive. Man, that ball had some hit speed of 110, and it went well over 400 feet.
So that's who's coming up with 1 on, 1 out, and he'll see Peter Moylan out of the Royals bullpen. .com at bat today to stay connected to the Royals all season long with home screen icons, live scores, news, stats, video highlights, radio broadcasts, and more. Peter Moylan against JD Martinez. The slider's in for a strike. Victor Martinez is at first base with 1 out. Moylan is on for the 24th time this year, with an ERA of 8.47.
Yeah, it's been climbing some. He's missing a little bit out over the middle at times, but he's in here for a double play ball.
Oh, ground ball out at second, and that's exactly what he got. By the way, we've added Adrian Gonzalez to the list for our trivia question.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, this is called taking orders from your manager. He said, come in and get a ground ball double play now. And he did. His stock's on the rise.
And on this Memorial Day, let's go down to the field for God Bless America, performed tonight by Melissa Edgman.
By United States Air Force Airman First Class, Melissa Edgman.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Fox Sports Kansas City is brought to you by Jeep. Test drive a Jeep brand vehicle at the Jeep Memorial Day sales event going on now. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors, for all for less. It was 3-0 Royals, then it was 6-3 Tigers, and now it's 6-5 Detroit to the bottom of the 7th inning. And former closer Francisco Rodriguez comes on to pitch. He has saved 7. He has blown 4 saves, but his ERA is over 7. So his job tonight is to get the Tigers through the 7th inning with the lead.
It's effective. He's just missing out of the plate in the wrong times. Big slider. And he'll mix in a changeup. He's got a good one of those. And his fastball's not overpowering like it once was.
One and one on Kane, who was grounded out 3 times, and one of those resulted in a double play. Carlos Beltran. No. Most hits, top 5 players with the most hits since 2010. We have 3.
Evan Longoria.
Negative. 2 and 1. We have Adrian Gonzalez, Miguel Cabrera, Adrian Beltre, Jacoby Ellsbury. Negative.
How about, did you guess Votto already?
I did guess Joey Votto. 3 and 1. Joel is up here in the booth, so I want to give credit where credit is due. Joel said Robinson Cano.
Oh, there you go.
By the way, Joel, thanks for your help.
Don't you know?
He has the most, by the way, since 2010. 3-2 on Kane, so 1 left. And I'm being told that we're going to see the answer whether we like it or not after Kane's plate appearance.
Well,
here.
you know, all them names we threw out there, I mean, this is a great question. We normally will stick all of them, or some of them anyway.
That away, Lorenzo.
Yep, a lot of motion, a lot of movement by K-Rod. His teammates call him Frankie Rodriguez.
The clue is he was mostly in the American League, now in the National League as an outfielder.
Matt Kemp.
Good call. No. Curtis Granderson. When in doubt, go to Curtis Granderson.
He's active.
Well, Lorenzo's trying to help us out.
Okay, he's leaving us in there. Howard, Cleveland, not Brantley.
Well, just think National League teams right now.
All right.
An American League, now National League outfielder. Kane takes a walk. He was on the Blue Jays in 14. Or no, excuse me. He was on the Orioles in 14.
Nelson Cruz, Bautista.
Time's up.
Markakis.
Nick Markakis. No way. He has more hits than all those guys that we mentioned.
So I was on the right team with Kemp. I would never guess that. Him.
Well, we got 4 out of 5.
Sorry.
Tying run on, nobody out. As Kane wins a long battle with Rodriguez. And that's a little bit low to Hosmer. Rodriguez seemed a bit surprised that that wasn't called a strike. Oh for 3. Hosmer is flied to left, grounded to first, and struck out. Kane had a big lead against Rodriguez, who has a big breaking ball, and he throws a lot of changeups. So that's a lot of pitches with little velocity and down, which makes it harder for the catcher to throw.
So Haas needs to tell himself to wait. And, you know, Locane, I don't know if he's going to steal or not. I mean, just the threat could possibly give Haas a fastball, but Haas got to know he's going to get some off speed.
Into the left field corner. Deep. Gone. Well, he did just that. He stayed back and thought about left field, and it paid off.
He sure did. And, you know, we showed you the numbers. He's hitting well over 400 to the opposite field, and that's his power zone, no question about it. What a clutch home run. He knew that he's gonna have to wait on something because it's not the overpowering 89 and a two-seamer that just stayed up right really where Hosmer loves it, and That was no problem as he sliced that down the left field line for his 5th homer of the season. Clutch and timely.
5th blown save for Francisco Rodriguez, and he gets the blown save tonight without recording an out.
Well, he got the two-seamer because Low King was over there at first base and he wanted to try to steal on him, and Haas made him pay.
Shallow right center, and it's Presley making the call and the catch. Salvi's out. He scored a couple of runs tonight. So more home runs for the Royals. They've hit 2 more tonight.
Okay, foot came down slightly before the hips opened, the hands came through, but Haas waited. See his head position? Very nice back leg bent. We've seen that many a time, that swing there, but he waited and went with it and let the power transfer down the left field line by waiting.
Jorge Bonifacio with 1 out. Out in front of a changeup. He is 0 for 3 tonight. Royals have now hit 19 home runs in their last 10 games. Another changeup, and it's 0-2.
Whitley on deck. Check it out now. He is a single away from a cycle. That's impressive. You know what? And he could get it in many ways. Whitley could bunt, and I don't think there would be a problem with that.
Not in a 1-run game.
No, he's trying to get on base. Or he could get a little infield hit, or he could. Well, he's swinging the bat. Find a clean hit out there.
Tough year for Rodriguez. Last year he was 2nd in the league with 44 saves. He is also 4th in Major League history with 437 saves. But he has blown 5 this year, including tonight. Still 1-2. And for the Tigers, that is 10 blown saves, which is the most in the American League. Avila to the screen and has just enough room, and when it didn't stick in his glove immediately, he was able to recover. And there are 2 down, and here comes Whit Merrifield with a chance to hit for the cycle.
Okay, now that first one, that was a beauty. That was Whitley's 6th home run of the year. Now the triple, Merrifield has already one of those. Now that's his 2nd triple. The double, it comes, and that's just really Merrifield's 2nd double on the year.
Crowd standing, hoping to see the first Royals cycle since 1990. Only the Cincinnati Reds have gone longer without a player hitting for the cycle. Their last one was '89. In the big picture, it's a good thing the Royals have taken the lead, but with that, this is probably Whit's last chance if the bullpen does its job.
It is, and I know that the bunt has crossed his mind. You know, Castellano, the 3rd baseman, excuse me. Yeah, that's Nicholas. He's in. He's thinking Whitley's going to bunt. And Francisco Rodriguez, he's the best candidate too with his. It's not overpowering. He's got big curve. He's got some changeups, and really you could, you know, just put it down. You don't have to be perfect, and he can use his speed. But then maybe he's saying, hey, look, I'm going to hit a ball right up the middle. That's probably how he'd prefer it.
He's being patient. Well, they call a natural cycle a single, then a double, then a triple, then a home run. Well, what do you call Witt doing it backwards? He homered, then tripled, then doubled, and now he just needs the single. Ahead in the count, 2 balls, 1 strike. Popped up. Threw him a changeup on 2-1. And it's going to be caught by Martinez in right field. But a great night nonetheless for Whit Merrifield. A great inning for the Royals. Eric Hosmer hits a 2-run home run, and the Royals take the lead in the 8th.
Back in Kansas City as we have the showstopper to Texas. Ryan, remember that wall scraper yesterday by Joey Gallo? Yeah, this one was 430 feet. So as Aaron Judge, who was at 16, Gallo now at 16, Judge has gone to 17. So it is Judge with 17, Gallo with 16. Chris Davis has also hit his 16th tonight for Oakland. And maybe more importantly for Texas, the big standing ovation tonight was for the return of Adrian Beltre off the disabled list.
Boy, that took a long time. That calf was bothering him all spring training. Tigers will have Upton, Castellanos, and Presley. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Royals led 3-0 at the end of 4. The Tigers scored 6 in the 5th inning. So they had a 3-run lead. And then the Royals scored 2 in the 6th. And just got 2 in the 7th on the Eric Hosmer home run to regain the lead. And there's a ball hit into left center field. Upton can run, so Kane hustles over to cut it off, and Upton holds with a single.
That was that slow curve. Now he likes to put that down around by the ankles, and that's where it should be. But once in a while he'll leave it up there, and that's what happened here, and he's able to get a hold of it off the end of the bat. Fastball, slider, big curve, and a split finger. 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball.
Castellanos is 0 for 3 tonight and 3 for his last 30. Fastball for a strike. 1-1. Castellanos last year was in the middle of a breakout season for him, and then was hit by a pitch and broke his left hand in early August. Having a breakout season both offensively and defensively, and now this year it's been a struggle offensively and defensively. Salvi keeps it in front of him, and that keeps Upton at first base. 2 balls and 1 strike on Castellanos.
That's a split finger there. Salvi knew it was coming, so he's able to keep it in front of him.
Three and 1. Alex Presley is on deck. Hamill went 4 1/3 and was charged with 4 runs. Mike Minor 2/3 and gave up 2 runs, snapping his long consecutive inning scoreless streak of over 14 innings. Manus 1 1/3 scoreless. Moylan 2/3 scoreless. And Castellanos almost got drilled. So he looks out at Soria, but clearly there's no intent there, and now 2 on and nobody out. Remember, if you can't catch a game on TV, you can stream games live on your mobile device. Download the Fox Sports Go app, log in, and stream the Royals. Now, what will the Tigers do? Alex Presley has just 5 at-bats since being called up. Number 8 hitter. The Royals think he's going to bunt, or at least they're prepared for him to bunt.
Probably the safe thing to do right now for Alex Presley.
Swinging away, and he takes low.
Okay, Joaquin says, all right, he's already induced 3 ground ball double plays this season. What's wrong with 4?
And now he's missed with 6 straight. Two and 1. Well, here we are, bottom part of the order, and we've been showing you the past few days how much damage 8 and 9 hitters have done to the Royals this year. It was Presley, number 8 hitter, who reached with a leadoff walk to get the Tigers going in that 6-run 5th. So that was setting the table. Now trying to drive him home. And he gets a line drive into right center field. The Tigers will tie the game, and they'll have runners at first and third with nobody out.
You fall behind, and you got to come in there. That hitter knows it, and he's going to be waiting for it. And Presley, he's looking to impress because he's getting an opportunity. There's a right down the middle of the plate, and that's kind of what you want to do. But you're hoping that you keep it knee high and they hit it on the ground. But this didn't happen. It's a little elevated there. So he keeps that down maybe a little bit, a few more inches down. He maybe hits a little ground ball to Whitley, but didn't happen. We got a battle.
And here's the number 9 hitter, Jose Iglesias. Fastball at the knees for a strike. Iglesias has 2 hits tonight. Castellanos, he walked on 4 pitches. He represents the go-ahead run. Presley just drove in Upton. He's at first. Iglesias has singled to left center and singled to center. And that gets away from Salvi. And the Tigers have taken the lead.
Just leaked under. Salvi, good job. Got a favorable kickback. And good slide by Castellanos. He busted it the whole way. The kickback was favorable, but and Salvi with a good throw just couldn't get it. But you know.
And now bunting. And not a good spot, but it's hard to resist a 72-mile-an-hour curveball that's just spinning up there.
And it's a good thing that it was way elevated, because it kind of fooled him. Definitely did. That's the purpose of that pitch. Throw a hitter off balance, and it did that situation. You can't bunt now. Good swing.
Line to right field. Bonifacio one hop. They're going to hold the runner at third, and now, oh man, Bonifacio, if he hits Hosmer with that throw to the plate, the Royals may have had a chance for an out at first, because Iglesias took a wide turnaround first and Merrifield was standing at the bag.
That's what you do. If you're a second baseman, you're going to go over there. Now see Whitley at the right here. Whitley's going to head over there to first base because Haas is the cutoff man. And that's what that's designed for. If Haas would have, yep, they would have gotten him out and got out of the inning. Instead, very nice piece of hitting there. That ball was down low, and he did exactly what he wanted to do. Just kind of slap it, serve it out to right field.
Well, it just sets up another at bat for Whit Merrifield with a single walk-off in the 9th inning to win it. How about that?
I'm all game for that. That's what it's going to take.
He is just a single shy of the cycle, and he had a chance to get that single in the bottom of the 7th inning, but flied out to right. Romine takes outside, ball 1. So 4 straight have reached. Upton started it with a single. Castellanos walked. Presley singled in Upton. A wild pitch scored the 2nd run, and now a base hit by Iglesias puts runners at first and third. And now it's 2-0 on Romine. Alex Avila is on deck, a left-hand batter, and Matt Strom is warming up in a hurry in the Royals bullpen. So this could be Soria's last man. Three and 0. Three and 1. Francisco Rodriguez suffered his 5th blown save when the Royals got 2 in the bottom of the 7th inning, and now Soria has his 4th blown save, with Tigers getting 2 in the 8th. And now Romine is on, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. 5 straight have reached, and Ned Yost has to go to the bullpen. the greatest players in the world descend upon Erin Hills for one of the golf's most anticipated events of the year, the 117th U.S. Open. And it's on Fox FS1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. 2 runs in, bases loaded, nobody out. 5 came to the plate and 5 reached against Soria. Now Matt Strahm trying to get the Royals out of a mess. And Avila pounds it foul.
Yep. Fastball, slider. Change up to some righties. Working hard to get that ERA down. It's been coming down steady, slowly but surely. Opponent's only hitting 189 off him. Infield in. Strong fly ball pitcher. He'll take a grounder though.
Jumps ahead, no balls, 2 strikes.
And that's the thing. That's one thing that Soria wasn't able to do, was get ahead of hitters. Kept falling behind and they hit him.
A single, a 4-pitch walk, an RBI single, another single, and another walk, and a wild pitch to score a run. Good spot. So Strahm comes in and throws 3 straight strikes to get the first out.
Okay, that's four-seamer. That nice little arm angle he's got. Salvi helping him out a little bit. Avilas didn't want to go, but he's got to go. Facing 2 very dangerous hitters right here now. Cabrera and Martinez.
Well, we started to learn about, number one, how good Matt Strahm was, and then we started to learn about the guts that he has on the mound. He made his major league debut in July for the Royals last year, but he got his first major league win coming on at Detroit with the bases loaded, 1 out to face Miguel Cabrera.
Remember.
So here he is, bases loaded, 1 out, 8th inning against Cabrera. Fastball right by him, 1 ball, 1 strike. So there you go. In the next at bat Cabrera had against Strahm, he struck out.
Strahm, he's not going to worry about a strikeout. He'll take a lane ball. He'll take a nice little roll him up pair.
Ooh. And this time Cabrera gets him. 1 run home. They are waving home Iglesias. Kane's throw is just a little late. A 4-run 8th inning for the Tigers.
Clean. He knew. Mickey knew it was coming. Strahm blew it by him and then thought he could do it again. Guy's too good. Good short, quick swing. Nice throw by Locane, just not enough. Good jump by Iglesias.
Martinez trying to get a first pitch fastball. That's what he got when he came up the last time he batted right-handed against Mike Minor. And Minor actually made a good pitch. It was in off the plate, hoping for a ground ball, but somehow Martinez got it in between Moustakas and the line and drove in 2. Chance for 2. Martinez doesn't run at all. The Tigers get 4. Royals are down by 3 to the bottom of the 8th. Talk about Memorial Day. You can get more bang for your buck this season at Kauffman Stadium, as every Friday night home game, May through August, will include Buck Night and summer fireworks. All the hot dogs and peanuts you want with Buck Night, presented by Price Chopper, and then finish strong with summer fireworks, presented by Popsicle and Price Chopper. Two ballpark favorites, one epic Friday night. Royals.com. Visit an area Price Chopper location or call 1-800-6-ROYALS for tickets. This is Alex Wilson in the newly configured Tiger bullpen, which ideally for Brad Ausmus is Green, Alex Wilson, and then Justin Wilson. Green was charged with 2 runs tonight, and then Brad Ausmus went to Blaine Hardy. He gave Francisco Rodriguez a shot tonight. He gave up 2 runs for a blown save, but now he's off the hook as Alex Wilson pitches the bottom of the 8th with a 3-run lead. Part of Soler's bat came off, and it's 1-2. And when I say a memorable game, the Royals have led 3-0. The Tigers have led 6-3. The Royals have led 7-6, and now the Tigers lead 10-7. And they've scored 10 runs in just 2 innings tonight.
Yeah, you know, their offense, they are picking up that pitching, that's for sure, that bullpen. But we haven't seen a game like this yet this year. Six feet, 225 pounds is Alex Wilson. There's his breaker. Not overpowering with his fastball. He relies on command. 89-93, 2-seam sinker. He might reach back with a 4-seamer and hit some low to mid-90s too, but it's mainly sliders his out pitch. It's coming right here.
Cabrera to Wilson, who's right at the bag. 1 down in the 8th inning. Alex is 1 for 2 with a bases loaded walk and an RBI. Now Cabrera slides, and he connects with Wilson again. Two down in the 8th.
And he's playing deep, and he was committed to it. Now I believe Romine could have got to it, but he's able to get there. Wilson, good athlete, is able to hit the first with no trouble. A little bit easier on Miguel's body over there at first base than it was at third. He was a third baseman in his younger days.
Two down to Escobar, who's had a nice night. Two hits tonight with an RBI. There's so many different terms in sports and in baseball that when I hear a new one, I love it. But a guy like Wilson, he's max effort, you know, all out, pitches like his hair's on fire. No balls, 2 strikes. But he came up through the Red Sox organization, and their assistant GM at the time said he pitches caveman style.
I like that. That's a good term.
One and 2. Kevin McCarthy, who was called up today when Danny Duffy was placed on the disabled list. He will pitch the top of the 9th inning. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. If you haven't heard yet, Danny Duffy was placed on the disabled list earlier today with a grade 1 oblique strain, which he injured when he fell to the ground yesterday in Cleveland, covering first base on a ground ball. Slider gets Escobar, so Alex Wilson gets his job done, facing only 3 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Kevin McCarthy will take the mound after being called up earlier today. Refreshing saves from Price Chopper and Aquafina. Sign up at mypricechopper.com to save on Aquafina when the Royals get a save. 16 games at AAA Omaha. Kevin made his big league debut with the Royals last year.
I remember he's got a very nice fastball, low to mid 90s. He likes to 2-seam sink it at times, and a curve and a change.
Trying to keep the Tigers where they are right now with a 3-run lead. JD Martinez has one of the biggest hits for the Tigers tonight, a 3-run home run in the 5th inning. But here, 1 pitch and 1 out. Kevin McCarthy was the Royals' 16th round pick 4 years ago. Made his big league debut last year in September at the White Sox. Interesting beginning to his career. He made his debut on September 9th. He faced 1 batter, Tim Anderson, and got him to ground out 5-3. The next night, he went to the mound again and got his first major league win, facing 1 batter, Tim Anderson. So in his first 2 major league appearances, he faced 1 guy, Tim Anderson.
So is it safe to say he owns him?
He owns Tim Anderson.
All right. Okay.
Tim Anderson was notified by family and friends today that Kevin McCarthy is back in the big leagues.
Oh no. That's not.
How much time does Tim Anderson have to prepare?
I don't know. I'm checking to see when they play him next. Oh, he's got plenty of time to prepare. August. No, we got a We got a little weekend series here at the K in July after the All-Star break.
The All-Star break. All right, so he's still got some time. Month and a half. Upton is down on strikes. 2 away.
McCarthy's known as a competitor, and instead of that big curve, that looked like a little slider.
th round pick out of Marist College. 25 years old. He has not had to make any drastic adjustments in his professional career. You know, you hear about a lot of guys, Hud, that in high school or in college they just blew guys away, and then they had to learn how to be a contact pitcher. He's always been a contact pitcher, even going back to when he was in college. And he made 5 starts for Burlington the year he was drafted by the Royals, and he has never made a start since then. So he has not had to learn how to be a contact pitcher, and he has not had to learn how to be a reliever. I mean, he was just kind of groomed to be this the moment he became a Royal.
Well, you know, that plays heavily for his stuff. He's got good stuff. He throws hard. I mean, it looks like he's come up with a slider since I've seen him. He showed a curveball last year. That's a little slider he's throwing, and it's effective. Worked here tonight. Nice job.
Bonifacio makes the play. 3 up and 3 down. So to the bottom of the 9th, Moustakas, Kane, and Hosmer, who already has a 2-run home run tonight. Royals walking off here in the bottom of the 9th inning on Whit Merrifield's single to complete the cycle. What else is coming up on Boulevard Royals Live?
That's it. Back to you. 4-hit Whit.
4-hit Whit.
But we will gladly change that graphic to 4-hit. Clutch hits, key for the Tigers. Both bullpens struggling in this one. Jeff Montgomery and I will break it down. Reaction from Ned Yost and much more coming up on Boulevard Royals Live.
That will reach the seats. Thanks, Joel. I can't wait. Dixon Machado is taken over at second base. Jacoby Jones is now in center field. Speaking of, the Royals need to send 6 to the plate in this inning to get to Merrifield. There's Romine. He has gone from second base to third. And Alex Presley has gone from center field to right. So Castellanos and JD Martinez are out.
Okay. Hosmer's getting his defenders in there. Wilson, good fastball. He'll go mid-90s with that, maybe a little bit more. Big curve, cut fastball, changeup.
Good swing. 2-2.
Comes right at you. Strikeouts. 33, 20 innings. He's got a good fastball. Big. Talked about the breaking ball. Cutter. Opponent's hitting 164. He got the promotion to be the closer.
Three and two.
Most closers in this situation here, up 3 runs, it's gonna 3 and 2. Good fastball's coming. It's a pride thing. If you throw a breaking ball, it's almost like you're saying, well, you know, I don't want you to hit my fastball. Closer's got a lot of pride. I'll be surprised if he throws a breaker.
Well, a cutter maybe. Leadoff walk. Tigers have been hurt by the walk tonight. Lorenzo Cain walked leading off the 7th inning. He scored. Alex Gordon walked with the bases loaded in the 6th inning. Salvador Perez was hit by a pitch in the 4th inning and he scored. And the Royals have also been hurt by the walk tonight. 4 of the Royals walks have turned into runs. Inside to Cain. 0 for 3. And in his last plate appearance, he walked against Francisco Rodriguez, and then Eric Hosmer hit a 2-run home run to put the Royals in front. But the Tigers responded with 4 in the 8th inning. Got the call. 1-1. The Tigers already have 1 blown save tonight. That was against Rodriguez when Hosmer hit the home run in the 7th inning. They have 10 as a team. That's the most in the American League. They have the highest bullpen ERA in the American League. To center field, he didn't get it. And Jones toward right center field there for the out. Justin Wilson's out of Fresno State, Hud.
How about him? Another Bulldog out there.
He was the winning pitcher in 2008 when Fresno State beat Georgia for the national championship.
About that. First one in their history.
You must have been impossible to be around for at least 2 weeks after Fresno State won the College World Series.
I remember we were in Washington playing the Nationals when I was broadcasting with the Angels.
Ooh, fly ball left field.
Good swing. Just got under it.
2 down.
And my best friend's son was first baseman for the Bulldogs then. He was just a freshman too, so it was a lot of fun.
So Royals down to their last out. They need another runner for a chance. They need 2 men to reach to get to Whit Merrifield for another chance to hit for the cycle. Moustakas takes off for second base. We showed you when Whit came up in the 7th inning that it's been since 1990 when the Royals last had a cycle. Someone who hit for the cycle against the Royals is in the house tonight. I remember it was my first year with the Royals, and Chris Singleton, who was an outfielder for the Chicago White Sox, hit for the cycle at Comiskey Park
Let it go.
And he
Chris.
homered in his last at bat.
Oh man, how nice was that?
Line center field, but Jones is there, and the game is over. So a 4-run 8th inning for the Tigers. They were down 3-0. They were down 7-6, but they win game 1 against the Royals tonight, 10-7. 2 big innings for the Tigers, a 6-run 5th and a 4-run 8th. Miguel Cabrera drove in the final 2 runs in that 4-run 8th inning.
Well, quick swing. Strom beat him on a fastball for our Honda play of the game. He beat him the pitch before, and then he tried to go back in there again, and Miggy beat him. That's what it's all about. And a little bit fired up.
Final score 10-7. We'll be right back.